Kia ora, g'day. Paul Brennan, Bring Our Birds Home on Monday the 25th of September. It's a very windy day in Wellington with low cloud. They'll be having fun with their takeoffs and landings at the airport today, sort of like this, without the sunshine. We're hoping this week will be a fantastic week for Bring Our Birds Home. On the 27th, we have a scheduled meeting between our representative out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, Cesar Nogueira, and the management of Manaus Airport in Manaus, Infraero, to thrash out a deal to hopefully buy and arrange terms to dismantle and remove the last remaining original Air New Zealand DC-8 left on the planet, delivered in '65 to Air New Zealand, or Teal Air New Zealand, as ZKNZC. It ended up at Manaus as a derelict freighter. It's been there since about 2004, and we want to save this airframe before it's too late. We're getting very close to that. Maybe this week or next we'll have some sort of indication of a deal on price and the opportunity to dismantle and remove it, so we do that in an orderly, credible way to preserve the display possibilities at the other end when we get it home, and hopefully get it on display one day. So a big thanks to everybody who has supported the campaign up to now, particularly those who have donated to it. Our Give a Little page, givealittle.co.nz/cause/Bring Our Birds Home. Without those donations, we wouldn't be where we are today, about to have this meeting. So maybe this week or next week, some great news on that. I'll be talking to the Cuban ambassador to New Zealand, Mario Alguazari, about the possibilities with the DC-10, the last remaining original Air New Zealand DC-10 left on the planet, abandoned or derelict at Havana Airport in Cuba, as we try and get closer to achieving our big goal of reclaiming those 5 airframes of national interest, maybe 6. We're looking into the Mount Cook 748 derelict at Southend Airport in the UK. So watch this space. I want this week to be a great week for Bring Our Birds Home, and the Give a Little page is still open, so if you can give some more in there, that would be fantastic. It all helps. You've also seen maybe this picture that we put up on the Facebook page, an artist's sort of visualization of how the display could look at the museum that we're about to make arrangements with, and that is the National Transportation and Toy Museum in Wanaka. 16 hectares of land there. The visualization that you see is pretty well to scale in an area already excavated. You can imagine a roof on top of that to protect the birds. There's been a great commitment from the folk at the museum, and it's a wonderful spot in terms of tourism, the middle of Middle Earth. Warbirds over Wanaka gives that area a profile. Queenstown is close. There are opportunities for the development of Wanaka Airport in the years ahead, which could all support an enterprise like this. So we're pretty happy about this location. It's about the best in the country from our point of view. Now we're negotiating with the folk at the museum, Jason Rhodes and his people, about how this can work. We're quite advanced in that. We're certainly in agreement that this would be a great location for our artifacts. And here's a real coincidence, a quirk of timing as we go about our very specific activities this week in Brazil. A very similar story is making news around the world right now. I gave you the heads up on this story back about a month or so ago in a video update. Well, now, just in the last few days, that has come to its conclusion and it's being reported widely. So the Daily Mail Australia edition on the 25th of September is reporting German jet hijacked in '77 by far-left terrorists and forced to fly to Somalia, returns home 40 years later inside a massive Russian transport aircraft. The 737-200 Lufthansa jet was hijacked on a flight to Mallorca in October '77 by far-left terrorists. The terrorists ordered the aircraft to fly south, where it stopped 7 times for fuel before arriving in Somalia. German commandos stormed the plane in Mogadishu, Somalia on the 18th of October 1977, killing 3 terrorists. The jet has now been returned to Germany, where it will become a museum centerpiece in the German city of Friedrichshafen at the Dornier Museum. This aircraft ended up in a Brazilian carrier's fleet and had been sitting decommissioned at the country's Fortaleza airport for years. Well, that sort of sounds familiar as per our DC-8. And the story shows the airframe being greeted in Friedrichshafen by its former First Officer Jürgen Vitor, former flight attendant Gabriel von Lutzow to the left, and former passenger Diana Muhl. And many will remember Mr. Vitor's commander in October '77 was Jürgen Schumann, who was murdered in the southern Yemen city of Aden during one of the 7 fuel stops from Germany to the final destination in Mogadishu, Somalia, where the police eventually raided the aircraft. And you can see Commander Jürgen Schumann being held here at gunpoint on October 15th, 1977 in Dubai. He was later killed. All 86 passengers were rescued. Obviously an important piece of German history. They've recognised that. They've secured it for display at the Dornier Museum. And good on them. And that is what we're trying to do with our 5 aircraft, starting with the DC-8. This week is the week. And thanks to those who've sent in images to bring our birds home. We've received some great ones over the time, including this one from Graham Deacon. He sent in about a week or so ago. The ill-fated ZK-NZB shown here at Los Angeles in 1966, early 1966. I say ill-fated. This aircraft crashed in July 1966 on takeoff from Mungary in Auckland on a training flight, killing 2 of the crew. 1 survived. So we remember them when we look at this image. In fact, we remember all the folk involved in the DC-8 and its service to New Zealand. And thank you also to Andrew Lindsay of Nelson. You might have seen the picture of the DC-8 on the stand. That's one of Andrew's models. Well, he sent in some more images of his extensive model collection. Look at this one, full of DC-8s and other aircraft. And this one, 737s with even an NAC 73. Just a fantastic collection, very extensive. Andrew, I hope to one day have the opportunity to see these models in person. Thank you for sending those images in. And if you have images that you want to send in, it's easy. Just message us, Bring Our Birds Home on Facebook, or you can send an image as an attachment to the email, which is listed on the Bring Our Birds Home Facebook page. And if we get a chance, we put them in the video updates like here, and of course post them on the Facebook page and other social media pages that we're operating. Well, maybe this week, hopefully next week, we'll have some sort of announcement or progress announcement to bring to you. Re the DC-8 Caesar's meeting with Infraero this week, the 27th, in Manaus, and we should have a clearer picture of what's going on. I would imagine within the week. I'm feeling quietly optimistic and positive, but let's see. Again, thank you for your support. Remember, we do need donations to help us set up these meetings and build those relationships to get to deals, and then that goes to a whole new level. We've been explaining that along the way. So give a little.co.nz/cause/bring our birds home. Anything you can give at this stage will be welcome and very necessary for us to make progress in our mission. As soon as I have more information, I'll update you. In the meantime, thank you for watching and thank you for supporting Bring Our Birds Home.